Hey guys, I'm Sara, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a tag video, and yeah, I have a whole bunch of tags that I need to do, want to do, that I've either been tagged for, I haven't been tagged for, I just thought they looked interesting, so I took them to do, and that one of those is the unicorn book tag, which is the one I'm going to be doing today. This one was created by Chrissy from Chrissy's Purple Library. I will leave a link to her channel and her original video down in the description. This looks like so much fun. I love unicorns. They were probably my first ever favorite fantasy creature. I believe they were real for the longest time. In fact, I'm pretty sure they were still real. You know, you're not going to convince me otherwise, okay? I've been sitting on this belief for like years now. You're not going to convince me otherwise that they don't exist. Anyways, so yeah, I was really excited when she came up with this tag, and yeah, we're just going to get into it. For most of these, I did try to limit my answers to these questions to like one book, but you know, I bent the rules with a lot of them, but you know, it's my video, my rules, I can do what I want. So as far as I know, I wasn't tagged to do this video, so we're just gonna jump right in, and this is wild already. First prompt is, it's grimy dark out there, the darkest book you ever read with an unsettling plot, character, setting, or theme. I don't generally read too many dark books, so to speak. Mainly because if we're talking dark, like horror, not my jam. Like I can handle horror elements in a book. If it's too creepy, I have an overactive imagination. I don't need help at coming up with weird, creepy things, okay? So that's why horror movies are definitely off the list, and horror books definitely are too. So generally speaking, if it's something's in like a horror genre, it has to be like extremely mild, because just no. But also like dark fantasy falls in the same category, which generally for that one is just plain depressing, so you know, and I don't like to be depressed. But I do have one series that does have darker themes to it. It talks about like spiritual warfare, has monsters, has some rather for probably a lot of people, some unsettling violence, stuff like that. That is the Remnant trilogy by Angela R. Watts. I'm just holding up the first book, Golgotha, because I don't quite remember where I put the other two. So, but it's Golgotha, Tabor, and Aseldama is the trilogy, and this is dark Christian fantasy. No, let's try that again. This is Christian dark fantasy. Has a lot about spiritual warfare in it, like the way she wrote, like how, you know, the demons try to influence us and affect us has really made me think more about that type of thing. The violence can be a little bit more on the upper side of like probably like PG-13 to like occasionally, probably if it was a movie it might be heading towards R, mainly the second book, but yeah, but there were a lot of good elements here, a lot of good faith elements, a lot of good talking points. Golgotha is definitely my favorite book in the series, which is why I'm highlighting this one. But yeah, this is definitely one of the darker books I have read. Also, I'm going to mention in this video if any or all of these books are indie print, since I know I seem to be one of the at least in the sphere that I've been watching, I seem to be one of the few people who knows a lot about indie published books and stuff like that. I don't know if that's really the case or not, but generally just the people I've watched or interacted with, that seems to be a higher case. I seem to know more about indie books, so I'd like to highlight those. This is an indie print book. Angela R. Watts is an indie author. All of her books are indie print. Okay, next prompt is, when a hero comes along, your favorite hero and or heroine in a book. Okay, I have quite a few favorite heroes and heroines in books, so I chose one of each. So for my hero category, I'm gonna go with Jaye from the Ilyon Chronicles. He is definitely one of my favorite heroes. I love him to death. He is just an amazing character. I still really need to read the end of this series because I'm still on the fence whether I'm going to reread this series fully or just read the last book and then reread him at some point. I don't know. I'm still on the fence about that one, but yeah, I really love Jaye, and for my heroine, I'm gonna pick Yona from Yona the Dawn. This is my favorite manga series, and Yona is just an amazing character. She's strong, but not in the typical... Okay, wow, I forgot that was open. Okay, hopefully that didn't bother anybody. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yes, Yona. She's a very strong character, but she's not the annoying strong female character. She's just a, I don't really know how to describe it. She's both feminine but strong at the same time, if that makes sense. But yeah, I just really love her inner strength, and the way she grows throughout this series is just amazing. This video is already nonsense, so whatever. This is just gonna be a nonsense video. Apparently all my tag videos are just gonna be nonsense, so just assume that from now on. I don't know. Okay, prompt 3. Who's your best friend? Favorite animal companion read in a book. So I have quite a few of these too, but the first one that popped in mind with this question is a fantasy creature that the author made up, and that is French Fry from the Age of Myth and Power series by K.M. Shea. This is part of her Magiford Supernatural Universe series. Yeah, French Fry is what is known as a trash griffin. He's part pigeon, part raccoon. If I can find the image that the author has drawn up, I'll put him up here. He's adorable. And I just really like him. They're considered kind of like dumb creatures in this world, but French Fry has this he just has this lovable charm about him. He has attached himself to our main character, Chloe, and he is just adorable. I love the little bugger. I don't know why I love the little bugger so much, but I do, and he's just so cute. And she calls him French Fry because he's constantly fishing like French fries out of like trash cans and stuff, and he's usually throwing them at her. So she started calling him French Fry. He's just a really, really cute little guy, and I don't know why I'm so attached to him, but I really do love him. And since I'm already forgetting, Magiford Universe, the series especially, this is indie print. Ilyon Chronicles is also indie print. Yona the Dawn is not. That is a mainstream manga. So, since I'm already forgetting my own rules in my own video, whatever. Okay, there's my unicorn. A book with a magical creature or cute animal on the cover. Okay, this one I could have gone with French Fry for this one too, but I decided to go with, not that he's on the cover, but he is cute. I decided to go with Harmony's Journey. This is part of the Bella Sara series. This is mainstream published, but actually it's out of print now. And decided to go with this one because Harmony here, she is a foal. She's very cute, and her magical ability is that she has these instruments that float around her, and she can play songs on them, hence her name, Harmony. And yeah, I really like this cover. It's just very cute, and the magical like instruments floating around her and stuff looks very whimsical. So yeah, decided to go with this one. What is Love? A book with an intriguing romance, friendship, or family dynamic. A book with an intriguing romance, friendship, or family dynamic. If I could spit the words out, it'd be helpful. Okay, so for this one, I went with one of each category. Well, 2 in one of them. But anyways, because intriguing kind of messed me up. The word intriguing, I was like trying to figure out what is an intriguing like romance or something. So I thought way too much about this one. Because certain words just like throw me for a loop. And Chrissy was probably making these prompts. She probably didn't like mean, I don't know, maybe she did. Chrissy, if you watch this video, please let me know. But, like, with intriguing, it's like, did she mean, like, a particular, like, you know, like, certain demographic or certain way that the romance had to be or whatever? I thought way too much about this because, you know, I'm a writer, so words trip me up like this all the time. So, anyways, for intriguing, I went with kind of, like, interesting or unusual. So the first one is for an intriguing romance. So I picked 2 for this one. The first one I picked was Fierce Heart by Grayce. Another indie print book. This one involves an arranged marriage between an elf prince and a human princess. So that is intriguing in and of itself because you got 2 different cultures, 2 different races or species. I'm not really sure what you would call it. Or is an elf a species? Are they a race? Not sure. Species, I always think of like animals, and since elves are not animals, whatever. Anyways, again, semantics with the words. But yeah, so I went with that one because that is an intriguing concept in a way. The other book I picked is Before Beauty by Brittany Fichter. This is also another indie print book. This is Christian fairy tale retelling, fantasy of Beauty and the Beast. And yeah, this one's intriguing because pretty much the 2 characters hate each other on sight, and there's some like mitigating circumstances of how these characters met in the past and just why they're in this situation now. And So it's a very interesting relationship because it's intriguing, because at the one hand you're kind of wondering, like, how are these two even gonna like each other, let alone love each other, and differences and things and all those different types of things, and wow, that made absolutely no sense. Okay. And just like the things that go around and stuff like, you know what, I'm just gonna stop talking. This is an intriguing romance. We're just gonna go with that. Okay, so the next one would be an intriguing friendship. And for that, I went with the second Age of Retha series. This is indie print. A.M. Sohma is a pen name for K.M. Shea, so the author of the Magic Word series. She wrote this one, which is, it's a, let's see, lit RPG, so basically they're trapped in a video game, and all these characters come together because literally they're all trapped in this video game. They're trying to find a way out, so they all kind of band together, and they form this unlikely friendship through the course of the first 3 books. The series is not complete yet, but since the author is on hiatus due to her health, the series won't be finished as of yet. So, yeah, but there's a lot of friendship dynamics, and I really like the friendships in this series, so went with that one. And then for the last one of this prompt was the intriguing family dynamic. I went with the pretty much the ultimate, at least because most of the books I've read, like, it's fantasy. Most of the families are like dysfunctional, messed up. They don't even have families, you know, like, because everyone's dead. But so I went with one where pretty much the entire family was still alive, and they had really intriguing and really interesting dynamics. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to spoil anything, but the King's Scrolls, Ilyon Chronicles, I picked this one because I'm going with the Altair family. And yeah, they're pretty much one of the only fully intact families, at least in this book. I'm not going to say spoilers, but yeah, they're pretty much one of the full, at least they're not, you know, totally like messed up, found family, that type of thing. But yeah, the Altairs, I'm just going with that. I'm just going to leave it at that, because if I talk anymore, I'm probably going to spoil things. So, yeah, we're just going to go with that one. Okay. Chow, I'm still reading. The longest book series you've completed. Okay, so, again, with the words, I overthought this one. I went with series I've completed, as in I've read every single one of the books. So, this was a pretty short list, actually. I found this very surprising. I've tried to think of all the book series. I could have said the Thoroughbred series, however, considering that clocks out at 72 books. However, I did not read the entire thing. I tried rereading them earlier this year. It didn't really work out so well. I have a video talking about it, which I'll link in the description in case you want to check that out. Yeah, so I was gonna go with that one, but then I was like, I didn't complete it all. I never read all the books. So I went with the next best one that I had, and that is Yona of the Dawn. At 40 volumes, this is probably the longest series I've read. This series is still ongoing. It currently has 44 volumes out. There's only 42 of them out currently in English. So, and I've stopped reading for now until the series catches up some, because I've heard terrible things about cliffhangers, so I'm not reading any further. But at 40 volumes, I'm pretty sure for a series I have continued and pretty much read every single thing that is currently out anyways, except for obviously it's 41 and 42. This is the longest series, so I'm gonna go with that one. Color Mix-Up, a book that is genre bending. This one was tricky. Sorry about that. My feet were falling asleep, so I had to change position. Okay. And the camera angle and all that, but whatever, you don't need to know all that. Anyways, so, book that's genre bending. This one was really tricky for me to come up with. So I actually ended up coming with 2, though. So for something that was tricky, I came up with something pretty much right away. Well, for one of them, the other one I just thought of before I started filming this video. Anyways, the first one is All the Crooked Saints by Maggie Stiefvater. I don't know what this thing is categorized as. It's historical, but it's kind of got supernatural elements to it. So it's kind of fantasy, and it's kind of, I don't know if you'd consider this literary fiction. I'm not quite sure what literary fiction is, but I don't know if it would be considered that. So it's kind of like a fantasy. It's kind of historical. So we're going to go with that. And the other one that is very much genre bending, as I'm finding out, is Sailor Moon. This is a manga. And this one, it's a magical girl, which is not really a genre that's in novels that I know of anyways. So it's kind of like a superhero genre, but it's also, with this series, it's kind of sci-fi, because a lot of the times they're in space, or they're on different planets, so it's kind of sci-fi, but it's also kind of fantasy, because they all have, like, magical powers, all these characters do. And they can, like, do crazy things with these powers and stuff like that, so it's kind of fantasy, too. And also, like, their mentor is a talking cat, so, but, so, yeah, it's kind of like, so it's kind of those three genres, because it's contemporary, but they're, like, in space a lot, there's magic, so, yeah, I'm just gonna put Sailor Moon as one of these as well. You didn't see that coming. A book with a surprising plot twist or red herring. Okay. This book has forever, and probably will always be, the book with the biggest twist that I never saw coming. That is Losing Brave by Bailee, Madison, Stefne Miller. This is mainstream, young adult, like, I think it's put under suspense. What is it categorized under anyways? Does it say? I'm not sure it says. It doesn't say what it's categorized as. Well, even they didn't know how to categorize it. Because sometimes they'll list. No, doesn't say. Anyways, I think it's categorized as suspense. I would categorize it almost as psychological thriller. But yeah, this has the biggest plot twist at the end that I have ever read in a book. And that's including some pretty crazy twists in fantasy. So, yeah, really enjoy this book. This book does not get enough love. I think a lot of people don't like the weird kind of, it's not really written weirdly, but it's definitely geared towards the character's headspace, so it starts off rather strange. I will even admit that, like, the first few chapters are like, this is weird, what is going on? So, yeah, but if you stick it out, it has some pretty crazy twists. That ending plot twist, yeah, never saw that coming. Do You Know My Name? A book with a misunderstood character. Okay, this one, I really had to think hard about this, but I ended up with probably the best one that I could think of. That is, what is his name? Okay, wow, let's try it again. And that is Ashton from Gilt Hollow by Lorie Langdon. This is my only other suspense book that I own. This is also young adult suspense. And yeah, this one, Ashton was accused of murdering his friend when he was 14. Yeah, he's pretty misunderstood because he didn't do it. So anyways, Ashton gets let out of juvie at 18 after serving his time, and he goes back to his little southern hometown because he is bound and determined to find the real person who killed his friend and kind of reveal him and kind of clear his name, and he ends up getting help from his best friend from childhood, Willow, and lots of crazy things happen here, too. There were crazy twists in this one, too, but not as crazy as Losing Brave. So, yeah. This one definitely fits for misunderstood character, though, because Ashton is definitely, like, tops on the list for misunderstood. That's Wild. A book with an unbelievable ending. Okay, so I went with a couple of different options for this one. This is one of the ones where I broke my rule, because these were ones where I didn't really see where it was ending. Like, when it got to that point, I was just like, like, this is like, we're talking like the climax to the end point, where I was just like, what? Like, I did not see that coming. This one is more for the climax point and, like, the resolution of that climax, and, like, this one's more just the climax because I did not see what was gonna happen coming. That's Romanov by Nadine Brandes. That twist at the climax is like, I did not see that coming. Like, there were a couple variations that ending could have gone, and the one that ended up being there, the one that ended up happening, I did not expect at all. So yeah, this one definitely wins for most shocking climax. This one, on the other hand, wins for most shocking ending. We're talking like the last few pages of the book. That is Wishtress, also by Nadine Brandes. And yeah, when I started reading the ending, I was just like, what is going on? And then I was like, oh, cool. that's how we ended. So it's a very surprising ending. I think a lot of people hated this ending, but I actually liked it. I thought it fit the story very well. Still wouldn't mind a sequel if the author ever wrote one, but yeah, definitely this one wins for most interesting ending. Purple Everywhere, a book with a purple cover. Okay, I went with my most purple book I could find. If I have others, I don't recall them. But this is the most purple book that I own. That is The Thieving Curse by Selina Gonzalez. Her dress is purple, the mountains are purple, the sky is purple, the spine is purple, the back is purple. It's all purple. Very, very purpley. So yeah, this is the most purple book I have, and this is, again, an indie published book. This is a clean fantasy, and it's a fairy tale retelling of Beauty and the Beast, where the beast is a dragon. So, show your true colors. The Lord made you beautiful. Show a stack of books with the unicorn colors. Purple, green, blue, yellow, pink. And also there was another option of like just showing all your favorite colors, variances of the colors, things like that. I decided to just go with one of each. So, let me get my stack here. This one's not very blue, but I just went with it anyways because I wanted to highlight the book. So, here's my little stack, and that one's not really yellow, but I didn't really have any other books with spines on them that I could find that were bright yellow. Bright yellow is actually a really hard color to find with spines. Anyways, and those books are Thieving Curse, again. Next book is Siren's Song by Siren's Song by Mary Weber. The blue book is A Dance of Rebels by Michaela Bush, indie author. This is Christian non-magical fantasy retelling of the Nutcracker. Engaged to a Supervillain by H.L. Burke is the yellow book. This is also indie published superhero rom-com. And the last one is the pink book, Kiera Cass's 1,000 Heartbeats. Not indie print, obviously. So yeah, that's it. That's the tag. I hope I did this tag justice. I feel like I was all over the place with things and answers, and I forgetting left my door open. There was just, yeah, I can't even talk now. So whatever. We're just gonna go with that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not gonna tag anybody. I don't know who's been tagged for this tag, and I honestly didn't think about it ahead of time. Who to tag, so I'm just gonna skip that part. But if you see this video and you see these prompts and you want to do it, consider yourself tagged. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my crazy rambles. Apparently that's just gonna be a thing now with tag videos. We're just gonna see how this goes. So yeah, so anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you next time.